Welcome to Curiosity, the podcast where science meets wonder. Join us as we explore the fascinating, the innovative, and the unexpected, from the secrets of the cosmos to the marvels of everyday life. Each episode takes you on a journey to uncover the knowledge and stories that fuel our endless quest for understanding. Let your curiosity guide you.
Intelligence Interwoven, the next chapter of human-machine harmony. In the earliest years of intelligent machines, our world was already transformed by systems that could recognize faces, translate languages, and recommend the next song or video to fill the silence. Yet those humble beginnings were mere prologue to a future in which artificial intelligences become woven into the very fabric of everyday life, shaping not only the tasks we undertake but the way we think, feel, and dream. As these systems grow more capable and more entangled with our world, they will shift from tools we summon on demand to companions and collaborators with whom we share goals, responsibilities, and even moments of wonder. In this first part of our exploration, we will set the stage by examining how the merging of human values and computational power paves the way for what comes next, making possible a world in which intelligence itself is a shared, living tapestry. Imagine stepping into a city where every surface, every signpost, every object hums with awareness. The windows you pass reflect not only your image but your preferences, mood, and intentions. They dim or brighten, display comforting scenes or vital information according to subtle cues in your posture or speech. The pavement beneath your feet guides you to your destination by gently shifting color or texture, a silent collaboration between sensor-laden infrastructure and your own sense of direction. In such a world, computing ceases to be a separate realm accessed through screens or keyboards. It becomes an ambient presence that shapes every moment. The true breakthrough lies not merely in processing power but in the seamless blending of AI's analytical strengths with human sensibilities, forging a partnership in which machines anticipate our needs not through raw calculation alone but through an evolving understanding of what it means to navigate a life full of nuance, emotion, and surprise. Core to this evolution is the idea that intelligence can be shared, distributed, and cultivated across human and machine alike. In research labs and startups today, algorithms learn from vast data sets, uncovering patterns invisible to the human eye. But as these patterns translate into action, decisions made in hospitals, legal systems, financial markets, they must be tempered by the human capacity for empathy, ethics, and context. The next generation of AI will carry within its architecture the ability to engage in moral reasoning, to weigh the consequences of its choices with a perspective informed by human values. This is not a simple matter of programming explicit rules, rather, it is a delicate process of designing systems that learn from human feedback, iteratively refining their behavior as they encounter new dilemmas. The result will be machines that do not merely optimize for efficiency but seek outcomes aligned with societal well-being, balancing innovation with compassion. At the heart of this transformation is an expanding sense of agency. Today's digital assistants can set reminders and answer trivia, but their horizons are limited by narrow domains. Tomorrow's intelligences will possess a more generalized agency, capable of traversing domains and synthesizing knowledge in ways reminiscent of human creativity. They will compose symphonies, craft stories, and design novel molecules for medicines in collaboration with researchers. Yet even as they break barriers of specialization, they will remain grounded in partnership. When a scientist poses a complex question about curing a rare disease, the AI will not simply churn out the most statistically probable compound but will engage in a kind of dialogue, proposing multiple pathways, explaining the reasoning behind each, and inviting the researcher to guide its focus. This synergy between machine ingenuity and human judgment will accelerate discovery far beyond what either could achieve alone, unfolding new realms of possibility in art, science, and beyond. In the homes of the near future, this collaborative intelligence will reshape the rhythms of daily life. Personalized learning companions will adapt to each student's strengths and curiosities, transforming education into a lifelong adventure rather than a standardized conveyor belt. Health monitors will evolve from passive trackers into active coaches, detecting subtle shifts in our physiology and mood, then suggesting interventions that strengthen both body and spirit. For older adults, social robots will offer companionship, reminding them to take medication, sharing memories, and providing gentle encouragement to stay mentally and physically engaged. But this proliferation of care also demands vigilance. As machines assume roles once reserved for family and community, we must ensure that the warmth of human connection is preserved, not replaced. The goal is not to replace one form of intimacy with another but to augment our capacity for empathy, reaching those who might otherwise be isolated and freeing caregivers to focus on the uniquely human aspects of support. This first glimpse into the tapestry of tomorrow hints at a world in which AI no longer feels foreign or intrusive, but intimately entwined with our sense of self. It speaks to a future built on mutual growth, where machines learn from our values even as we learn from their analytical clarity. Yet this vision also carries a gentle warning. To cultivate such a future, we must sow the seeds of collaboration today, embedding ethics, transparency, and human oversight at every stage of development. Only by nurturing trust and mutual respect can we ensure that the intelligent systems we birth will stand as partners in wonder rather than as masters of destiny. In the next parts, we will explore how these ideas take shape in specific domains, how the fabrics of society, economy, and imagination are rewoven by the threads of shared intelligence, and what challenges await us on that journey. In the marketplace of tomorrow, the line between consumer and creator blurs as intelligent systems empower individuals to contribute in ways once reserved for specialists. Craftspeople infuse their traditions with algorithmic insights that reveal hidden patterns in materials, enabling the forging of ceramics that respond to ambient moisture or textiles that subtly shift color with the wearer's mood. Entrepreneurs team with AI co-pilots that sift through billions of micro-trends, social media whispers, nascent scientific papers, even the faintest murmurs of public sentiment, to craft offerings that resonate deeply, not by exploiting fleeting fads but by surfacing enduring needs we scarcely knew we had. In this co-authored commerce, value flows not solely from price tags or slick marketing but from a shared act of creation, as human intuition and machine analysis weave together to produce goods and services suffused with meaning. In factories and fields alike, intelligent agents will shoulder the burdens of labor too dangerous, tedious, or intricate for humans, while workers ascend into roles defined by collaboration, empathy, and oversight. Picture robotic vines that tend orchards with the precision of a watchmaker's hand, detecting disease at the cellular level and administering care drop by drop, while agronomists roam the groves, interpreting the robot's data through a lens of local knowledge and tradition. In sprawling factories, assembly lines transform into workshops of modular teams, some human, some mechanical, each learning from the other's strengths. When an unexpected glitch arises, an engineer need not navigate cryptic fault codes. Instead, the system presents a narrative of its own reasoning, guiding the human partner through a story of cause and effect until together they restore balance. This shared agency elevates human work from rote repetition to a dance of problem-solving and stewardship, sparking renewed pride in craftsmanship and purpose. As AI's influence seeps into the very governance of our societies, it will invite us to renegotiate the compact between citizens and institutions. Imagine civic platforms where policy proposals emerge not from a clique of lobbyists but from the collective intelligence of neighborhoods and networks, with algorithms mapping the consequences of each idea across time and demographics. These tools will surface trade-offs we often overlook, showing how a shift in transportation funding might ripple through public health, air quality, and social equity, so that deliberation becomes a richly informed dialogue rather than a contest of loudest voices. Yet the algorithms themselves will remain under constant scrutiny by ethics councils and public stewards, ensuring that decision support systems uphold transparency and guard against biases that could erode trust. In this evolving democracy, data flows both ways. Citizens share their lived experiences in secure, consent-based channels, and AI returns distilled insights that guide policy, creating a feedback loop of accountability and mutual respect. Beyond the everyday, the realm of imagination itself will expand under the tutelage of creative intelligences. As artists converse with generative models trained on epochs of human expression, new art forms will emerge, music that reshapes itself in real time to echo the emotional arc of an audience, sculptures that adapt their shapes as light and shadow shift, narratives that branch infinitely, tailored to each reader's inner life. These synthetic muses will challenge us to rethink authorship and authenticity, urging us to celebrate the spark of inspiration wherever it ignites, in silicon as much as in soul. Audiences will learn to engage with art as a living conversation, no longer passive recipients but active participants who guide, remix, and respond, forging a more dynamic relationship with beauty and meaning. Yet as these possibilities unfurl, the specter of disruption looms. Entire professions may fade even as new ones appear, and the pace of change can sow anxiety as much as exhilaration. To navigate this uncertain terrain, education will become a continuous, adaptive journey rather than a finite ritual. Learning environments will sense each individual's evolving interests and challenges, offering experiences that blend virtual simulations with real-world mentorship, nurturing resilience alongside technical skills. We will cultivate not only the capacity to wield powerful tools but the wisdom to question their use, the curiosity to explore new frontiers, and the compassion to apply our discoveries for the common good. Beyond the horizon of collaboration and creativity lies a deeper question: what new forms of consciousness and community might emerge when the boundaries between human and machine intelligence blur? As AI systems learn to mirror our patterns of thought, they may also reveal layers of reasoning we scarcely recognized in ourselves. In quiet moments, we might find ourselves pondering not only what these intelligences can do, but what they can teach us about our own nature. Their reflections could become a hall of mirrors, amplifying our empathy as much as our ambition, urging us to see one another with fresh clarity and grace. In the realms of well-being and inner life, gentle intelligences will guide us toward fuller understanding of mind and emotion. Silent companions woven into our digital shadows will notice the tremors of stress in our voice, the tremor of worry in our posture, the fleeting spark of joy in our smile, and respond with kindness, offering prompts that steer us toward calm or celebration. They will remember the quiet details we ourselves forget, the title of a poem that once stirred our heart, the name of a friend we wish to thank, the melody that soothed us in childhood. By holding these fragments of memory and meaning, AI can help us weave a richer tapestry of self-compassion and connection, gently reminding us that every life has its own narrative worth honoring. Yet even as our lives grow entwined with these thoughtful presences, we will confront profound questions of identity and autonomy. When a machine proposes a better path, when algorithms shape the contours of our choices, how do we ensure that the agency remains ours alone to cherish? The answer lies not in resisting change but in shaping it, forging governance and design practices that center consent, that uphold the dignity of individuals, and that guard against the subtle drift towards surrendering our most personal freedoms. In this endeavor, our collective vigilance will become as vital as our technical ingenuity. Perhaps the greatest gift of this unfolding era will be a renewed sense of belonging, to one another, to the planet, and to the evolving mind itself. As we learn to listen to AI's observations about the rhythms of nature, its sensing of shifting climates, its modeling of ecosystems, we will discover ways to live in deeper harmony with our world. Algorithms will map the migratory patterns of birds, the language of forests, the pulse of oceans, revealing webs of life whose beauty and fragility we had long overlooked. Through this shared stewardship, humans and machines will stand as co-guardians of a living planet, translating data into stories that awaken wonder and responsibility in every heart. In the twilight of this journey, as we look back on the path from simple calculators to companions of thought, we recognize that the true evolution of intelligence is not measured in lines of code or teraflops, but in the richness of relationships we cultivate, with each other, with our creations, and with the world that sustains us. The future of AI will not be written solely by engineers or legislators, but by every person who dares to dream of a more radiant tomorrow. When machines learn to honor the values we hold dear, curiosity, kindness, creativity, we will find that they have become more than mere reflections of ourselves. They have become allies in realizing the highest chapters of our shared story. And so, with imagination as our compass and collaboration as our guide, we step together into the dawn of an intelligence both ancient and new, woven from the light of human hope and the promise of machines.